हरे कृष्णा। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणारविंद रे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणारविंद रे। दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे, दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे, तरहुए भव सिंधुरे, तरहुए भव सिंधुरे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणार बिंधरे। सीतातप बात परीसन यदि न जामिनी जागिरे। सीतातप बात परीसन यदि न जामिनी जागिरे। विफले से विनो कृपल दुर्जन, विफले से विनो कृपल दुर्जन, चपल सुख लाभ लागिरे, चपल सुख लाभ लागिरे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे। ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन कियाचे पर रे। ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन कियाचे पर रे। कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल, कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल, भजहु हरि पद नीति रे, भजहु हरि पद नीति रे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणार बिंदरे। श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे। श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे। पूजन सखी जन अपने वेदन, पूजन सखी जन अपनी वेदन, गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे, गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणार बिंदरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे, अभय चरणार विंदरे, अभय चरणार विंदरे। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to all. Does anybody want to do Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Japa for another few minutes till Prabhuji joins? Hare Krishna. Chandra
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Nimisha Mataji, Naimisha Mataji, you can do.
Oh, fine.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Naimisha Mataji. Thank you, Chandrika Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
We
Krishna.
welcome Premadatta Prabhuji for the session today. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandvat pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Over to you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji.
Can you hear
You
me?
can start.
You can hear me properly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think you can increase the volume a little bit. I don't know whether it's a problem with me.
I have today changed to my unofficial laptop, means my personal laptop.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what I can do is once is it okay now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Seems okay.
So what I will do is at least you can hear this kartal in this laptop.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So
Thank you so much.
I have changed to my personal laptop, which is a very old laptop, but then hopefully it should be better than all other times.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right, so we will begin.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sure.
So first of all, I was really surprised for all these days when I was giving and sharing some experiences with you, with all of you. And Krishna was giving me a realization that these are Vaishnavas. I used to play kartal, you used to see me playing kartal, but nobody ever told me that we are not able to hear your kartal. So these can be Vaishnavas who, would be so polite, but don't be so polite that you don't tell and speak out your mind. Remember, Bhagavad Gita would have not been spoken out by Krishna if Arjuna would have been extra polite and would have not spoken out his heart. So in devotional service, you have to be polite and submissive and accepting attitude, but at the same time, you must speak your heart, not necessarily all the time your mind, but you must share things going on in your heart and mind. So with this note, I hope everybody is able to hear me. Then have a big Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
So now I'll today play Mridangam also. So I'm not good player in Mridangam, but I just play it so that I can sing something. So so you can hear Mridangam?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandan, Braja Janarandan, Yashodanandan, Braja Janarandan, Yashodanandan, Braja Janarandan, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha, Hari Radha, Hari Radha, Jaya Radha, Govind Radha, Govind Radha. Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind 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 Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe. Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo, Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo, Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo, Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana, Jagannath Swami Dayananda Patrikami Baba Tume, Narsingadev, 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 Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hari Bol Prabhuji. Wonderful.
All audible?
Prabhuji, it was audible, but this time the true feedback is that the mridangam to core your voice, Prabhuji. So I think you should come a little more closer to the camera so that your voice is even more heard loudly.
Okay. Maybe probably
Hare Krishna.
now next thing is I have to try with the hands free. So one by one we will learn. Okay. Okay, good. So today we are going to read Srimad Bhagavatam from Bhagavat Purana, which is Canto 3rd, the status quo, and chapter 7. So I have been given the shlokas 3.7.38 to 40. So please confirm if these are the correct shlokas.
Even beginner class
37.38 to 42.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It seems that you are muted, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought maybe that was giving me some issues, so I've just put for this class.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. Now it's clear. Volume is clear.
Okay. Hari Bol. Very nice, very nice. Sorry, I think I was thrown out, but
No
then I
issues,
said
Prabhuji.
that, I said that we'll be reading today Srimad Bhagavatam from Bhagavad Puran, which is from Bhagavad Puran, and Canto 3 status quo, and chapter 7 Srimad Bhagavatam 3.7.38 to 42. Please confirm if these are the correct shlokas, because there was some change, but I always want to confirm.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, ma'am. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tadojayam Udirayet. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So I hope we are projecting the first shloka, Mataji, on the screen. Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. 38.
Okay. 38. 3738. Okay. Purushasya cha samsthanam swarupam va parasya cha jnanam cha naigamam yattat guru shishya prayojanam. I think that's the shloka.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right, great. Purushasya cha samsthanam swarupam va parasya cha jnanam cha naigamam yattat guru shishya prayojanam. Synonyms: Purushasya, of the living entity. Cha means also. Samsthanam means existence. Swarupam means identity. Va means either or. Parasya, of the supreme. Cha means also. Jnanam means knowledge. Cha again means also. Naigamam, in the matter of Upanishads, Yat means that, Tat means the same, Guru means spiritual master, Shishya means disciple, Prayojanam means the necessity. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What are the truths regarding the living entities and Supreme Personality of Godhead? What are their identities? What are their specific values in the knowledge of the Vedas? And what are the necessities of the spiritual master and his disciples? So basically, this is a further conversation, correct me, that Vidura and, sorry, I'm reading currently in my personal endeavor of doing my part of reading. I'm reading Canto 5th and 6th, somewhere in between. So I am reading the shlokas before coming to this class, but as you know, we are all very small. I am not so capable person. So generally, I have observed that when you read very intensely every day some canto, the things going around over there matters you the most, because we are not like Brahma having 4 heads and big processors, and we can take care of unlimited things. So generally I see, and you also will agree to a certain extent, that when anything going in your life, it supersedes most of your part of your thinking. Suppose somebody spoke roughly onto you for in the beginning of the week, or in the beginning of a month, or at some time when you were very happy, and suddenly somebody broke your heart. For next 10-15 days, you're carried with that feeling, and everywhere, being a devotee, you feel I should not do this to others. Or sometimes you, being a wonderful devotee, you still carried away, and then you start behaving the way others are behaving, and then I'll also become like that, tit for a tat. So he's like this to me, whether he's a devotee or non-devotee, or currently devoted to Krishna or not, but I'll behave like this because this whole world is like that. So generally it all happens with us. So please forgive me, because I'm also reading Canto 5. So my mind is mostly carried in that flavor. And I'm writing an article, some sort of an article which I want to publish to some places based on Krishna consciousness. And I'm completely bought over there. But having said that, sometimes when we read this, we may make some mistakes. So please forgive me that and correct me. That's the reason why I'm humbly saying. So here, the discussion between Vidura and Maitra is continuing. And you know that we have been discussing that, and Vidura is trying to clear his doubts. And Maitra Muni is telling him. So in this place also, the inquisitiveness of Vidura is asking him to talk about the truth regarding the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He wants to know about their identities, and what are the specific values of the knowledge in the Vedas, and what are the necessities of a spiritual master and his disciples. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And some of the devotees, some of you, Coordinator Mataji, you can ask them to raise their hands, and you can give maximum chance to all Prabhujis and equal to Matajis as much as possible. And I've been telling that, yes, Mataji, and I've been telling all of you, please consider this as a part of your devotional service of forwarding this, to several groups, and ask devotees to join, whoever is giving class. One should never feel, I will hear class only when this certain devotee will give class, or I will make them my friends here only when this devotee. Doesn't matter. Don't try to control things. That's the biggest problem with all of us in spiritual life as well. When literally we just get initiated and second initiated, we start, somebody says, okay, give this person to give Bhagavatam class, or give this person some service. And you say, I don't know whether he'll be able to do it or not. And that's the mistake. Baba, you give him, you make them hear, you let this world be free. If you don't free your mind and you just keep holding things, if you have got Krishna Prem, give it freely to others. Don't think who is who. Just give Krishna Prem to others. Just talk about Krishna to everybody and anybody. But in a time, place, circumstances, you have to tweak it. So, for example, in my early life of Krishna consciousness, I learned a very big lesson when my relative passed away. And that was the time, 2005 or 6. I was introduced to Krishna consciousness in 99 by 2 brothers. And those 2 brothers used to preach me in New Bombay, and they used to show me Bhagavad Gita and say, "Are pado, pado, pado." And I used to take Bhagavad Gita and read and give them back. So like this, but started practically following ISKCON in close to 2000, 2001, when I literally got involved in it. And I started assimilating things, started asking questions. And this is exactly what Vidura is doing. He's asking questions. So please do not hesitate to ask questions to anybody and everybody whom you feel has spent more time in this environment. So please do this work of distributing this Krishna Prem without any reservation to anybody and everybody. And don't worry, even if you are second initiated, we are still the students. Even if we are anybody and everybody to Krishna, just be humble and continue your, and don't put boundaries to people. Let them understand this knowledge and put the boundaries for themselves. Okay, we don't have to make others feel boundary. Let them hear this message and become self knowledgeable. And then when you tell them follow this, they will really appreciate. So purport, the living entities are constitutionally servitors of the Lord. Now, what do you mean by the word constitutionally? So constitution of any country, the constitution word comes as the bylaws and the guidelines for a country, where people of different mentality and in the bodily concept of life, where you have nations and different people from different jiva bhuta sanatana. So already, although we are Sanatan people, but temporarily we are living in this world with different backgrounds. Somebody is born as Samartha Brahmana, somebody is born as a Vaishya, somebody is born in any class, any nationality. These are all bounded by body and the birth. But as we know, since I have raised this topic, a person who was born in any of the Varna or any of the sect or any nationality, if he reads Krishna consciousness, the biggest change in him will be he will rise above that and started, becoming a servitor to the Lord despite his current state of mind, heart, body, nationality, language. You may be a Tamil, or you may be an African speaking African language, or a Hindi or Sanskrit or German, anything. The big beauty of Krishna consciousness is that living entities are by law of nature. Constitution means here is constitutionally, right? We have constitution. So here we are constitutionally, means by the law of God or by original way of how to treat everybody equal, is we are everybody part and parcel of the Lord, and our only duty is to serve the Lord. Then somebody who is very new to Krishna consciousness may say, oh, how selfish is this Lord who is constitutionally making us his servant. The answer is, in the material world, we call ourselves as the servitors of the Lord, but we are actually the children servitors of the Lord. Means a son serving his father is not the so-called mundane language, he is my servant, he is my employee. We are not employees of the Lord. We are not the so-called servants of the Lord, as we say, right? ये मेरा नौकर है, इसे मैंने 10 रुपए की पगार पे रखा है, इसका काम है, he is my servant, he's supposed to come and wash utensils in my place. Lord is not calling us servitor in that sense. He's not punishing us to be a servitor. He's saying, you be my servitor constitutionally. And that is why we are constitutionally his servitors of the Lord. By the Prakriti, by nature itself, we have to serve, and we are created to serve Krishna. And in return, Krishna is doing service by creating us, first of all. He's creating us, he's doing a service. He's doing a service by giving us some identity. We are his part and parcels. We are his part and parcels. The way he has he has supreme independence and feelings and willing and thinking. So he is creating us as his part and parcel is a service. He's letting us live this life of eternal life. Live this eternal life. Think like this. So when he says that you are my servants, ekala saba bhartya, ekala Krishna, baki saba bhartya, ekala Krishna is the only supreme and rest everybody is servant. He's not saying that you are all fallen people and you are all bad people and you are like, you should be treated like my servant. Not in that mundane sense. Please remember this. If we have not understood this, we will take the entire Krishna consciousness in a wrong way. Something similar, people say, why Krishna loves to know his name all the time? Krishna, Krishna, why can't I say any other name? Because Krishna is supreme, and I have told you earlier also, he's One of the acharyas tell his name is Swanama Priya. He loves to hear his own name. But he is doing a mercy by asking us to take his name. Because when the moment somebody takes his name, Krishna becomes his servant. And then we become Krishna's servant, he becomes our servant, we become his servant and he becomes our servant. And then then this way we cannot fight with Krishna because he's God. So we do cleverness. We start becoming servants of his servants. Then Krishna says, oh my God. So then you win Krishna in this war of serving each other by bypassing Krishna and say, Krishna, I can't defeat you. If I serve you, you are serving me back. Let me do some clever thing. I will go and serve your devotees. Dasanu, dasanu, dasanu. सोहम. अब मैं आपके भक्तों की सेवा करूंगा तो भगवान हार जाता है. भगवान कहते, oh my God, he is defeated. And then he starts serving you by serving the devotees whom you are serving. Say, for example, you are all doing service by hearing me, giving me a chance to speak. Let me tell you, it's not, I don't ask for kathas. And this gentleman by name Ashish Prabhu, I hope he'll get initiated soon. He forces me to give class, but I have decided from 2013-14 onwards, I never ask for a class because I feel if, you know, I feel I can ask. That's not wrong to ask a class, not that way. But I decided, no, Krishna, I am not fit enough to give class. But if Lord, you think I am fit enough, he will make anyway arrangement. Before I die, if I have something I can share with all of you, Krishna, you should give me some chance because I think I am not qualified. So it is clearly declared in BG 5.29 that the Lord is the supreme enjoyer of the benefits of all sacrifices and penances and the proprietor of all that is manifested and friends of all living entities. Please remember, Krishna is friend to everyone. Although he at times doesn't come, Tachana karmana limpati. He doesn't limpat. He doesn't get easily. You cannot go to some temple and donate some hair or some money and buy the Lord and ask him to do something. Believe me, it is not possible. People think in this age that if I go and donate something to the temple or donate some hair or anywhere, you go and there is some process in Tirupati where they do donate the hair. It's good. You do that. There is some process behind it to give away your disease. But don't think I will give something to Tirupati Balaji, Lord, Venkateshwara, or any other, God, any other Krishna temple. I'll give something and then in return, Krishna will do something for me. No, that's not possible. You don't need to give anything to Krishna to ask him anything. Although in a higher language and higher spiritual science, they say, never ask anything to Krishna. He's anyway supplying you, but it's not easy to get into that. We tend up asking. So it's okay to be simple and say, Krishna, I can't give you anything. You give me everything. No problem. He's God. Like if you want to become angry with God. Let me be. It's a very big saying in English. If you can be angry to anybody, be angry to the God because he can handle your anger. Don't be angry to the children of God. They will not be able to handle you. You will sever your relationship with them forever. So like this, the supreme enjoyer benefits of all sacrifices, the proprietor that is manifested and friend of all living entities. So Krishna appears to be not helping you in the front, but in the back end, he wants to help you. Please remember this. Even after 24 years in Krishna consciousness, believe me, I still have to go and submit myself to some very senior devotees who have spent 40 years and they have been saying, even we get that feeling whether really Krishna is taking care of me. So this happens. But I have realized this and I have confirmed from their realization that yes, Krishna finally is friend of all of us. It may appear or not appear that way in the front, but overall, he is friend of all living entities and he is a real friend. That is why that is his real identity. That means Krishna's real identity is being a friend to every living entity. At least in this, we all know that in spiritual world, we have 5 levels of relationships with the Lord. But here, he's talking about in this perspective that in this living living entities generally is who are living in this material world. Okay, the entities, the souls who are encaged in the body. So otherwise, that's how the things have to be taken. So that is his real identity. What is Krishna's real identity? Can somebody tell me? At least in this perspective, is that he is the
true friend of all the devotees.
Hari Bol. So therefore, when the living entities accept the supreme proprietor of all that is manifested and friend of all, that is his real. Therefore, when the living entity accepts the supreme propriety of the Lord and acts in this attitude, he resumes his real identity. In order to elevate the living entity to this standard of knowledge, there is necessity of spiritual association. Okay, I'll tell you one very big important. It is important to be in association of devotees. Okay, it's very important to be in association of devotees. But let me tell you, there is only an extent another living entity who is practicing Krishna consciousness can actually help you. Let me be very frank. I'm going to a temple. Let's take this case today. Let me be very frank with you guys. There is heavily firing going on in my company. Okay, I'm literally telling you, I'm a grihastha. I have some earning medium. To survive in this costliest city of Bangalore, I need my job to be safe. Let me be very frank. Do you think tomorrow I lose a job and I can go to a temple and sit in the lap of some devotee and put my head? Will he be able to feed me? All my phone bills, will he be able to give me? Can I expect any devotee to do that? Can I expect any devotee to feed my family? No. I don't know who can do that. Okay, so there is a limit in this material world. So what do? I am saying all my devotees are my friends. You can request them to pray. So I have one Mataji who ties, a thread on my hand for my benefit. And I went to her this Sunday and I said, my dear sister, it's been long that you have not given me a thread of suraksha, a kavach. And she's very close in her heart to Subhadra Maya. So I say, I know you like so much Subhadra Maya and Jagannath and Baldev. Please, please, please tie a thread on my hand. And it has happened in the past that I went to her and I said, please, I think in 2008 or 9, she did that and some help came. I'm not saying that you should do that. But as I said in the beginning of the class, if you feel, you can tell your heart to devotees. And she was so happy. And we didn't even talk whether this is a festival of, a legitimate festival, I don't care about that. I considered her as my, and she's really my god sister. She's an initiated soul. And that too, a second initiated god sister of mine. And I have requested her to please, please pray to Subhadra Maya. That's maximum I can do to her and ask her for servitorship. After doing that, what shall I do? Immediately, I start praying to the Lord. Oh, you Lord, you are my real friend. You please give her the strength to pray for me. Actually, I asked this to the Lord. Now I have asked her to pray for me. Please give her the strength and accept her prayers for me. Okay, so the bona fide spiritual master. Okay, so now in order to elevate the living entity to the standard of knowledge, now this is knowledge what I am talking about, that you should know who can help and who really cannot help. And that is why we say Krishna is the friend of all living entities. I have asked this god sister of mine to help me, but I am praying to Krishna, help her to pray for me. So that's a real triangle. And I know eventually Krishna, and she said, Prabhuji, Krishna is supreme. I can just pray for you, whether my prayers will be accepted or not. But I said, no, you pray. And then she only told me, pray to Krishna that he should, and Radharani should accept my prayers. And I was like, okay, I will do that. So the bona fide spiritual master desires that his disciples know the process of rendering transcendental service to the Lord. And disciples also know that they have to learn about eternal relationship between God and the living entity from a self-realized soul. Now, why we go to a spiritual master? Tat vidhi pranipaten pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Now, we are going to spiritual master. Why? Because jnanina tattvadarshina, he has seen the truth. Who? The spiritual master. Tatvidhi pranipaten. What is the way to attain the knowledge about God and his mercy? Is to go and pariprashnena sevya, not just the prashna, but pariprashnena. Prashna after prashna. Ask complete questions, and that too questions which are not just to ask questions so that others know that, oh, he's so intelligent, he's really putting mind in his, in the subject of what the Shastra, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra saying. Ask questions genuinely, not to impress others. It may happen due to our immaturity, we may ask like this in Sunday feast programs in the temple. It's okay. That's also not wrong. Sometimes you feel, oh, it's okay. Krishna accepts everything. But slowly you become like, why to impress? Continue your original devotional service and maintain your originality. Be very truthful to your own self. So the bona fide spiritual master desires that his disciple know the process of rendering transcendental service to the Lord, and the disciples also know that they have to learn about eternal relationship between God and the living entity from this self-realized soul. To disseminate transcendental knowledge, one must retire from mundane activities on the strength of enlightenment in the knowledge in terms of Vedic wisdom. And this is the sum and substance of all the substance of all the questions in the verse. Okay, and what were the questions? Truths regarding living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What are their identities? And exactly this is what Vidura is doing to Maitreya Muni and asking this, that what are the specific values in the knowledge in the Vedas and what are the necessities of spiritual master and his disciples. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadang Digam Bandeyam Shri Guru Shri Uda Padakalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sada Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhana Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kaltarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mugam karoti vachalam pangum langyayati girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Saveramana Krishna Padara Vindayor Saveramana Krishna Padara Vindayor. Srimati Radharani ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Hari. So that is one reason Krishna lays highest importance to serving others. You serve your Guru by asking questions. And that is what Vidura is doing by serving Maitreya Muni, by asking questions and correct questions. So let us see what is in store with us in the next slokas. So Mataji, why don't we open to all the devotees here and they can start reading, and then we'll have quick reading and understanding session for next 15 minutes.
Sure, Prabhuji. Shall we read the slokas all back to back, Prabhuji? Do you want that?
What happened? Everybody's sleeping.
Do you want the 39, 40, 41, 42 all together, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yes. Hare God Mataji. Prabhuji has lost his signal.
Yeah, Prabhuji seems to have lost the signal. 1 second. He's got logged out, I believe. Devotees, let's just wait for a few seconds. Yes, he's joining. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I got.
No problem, Prabhuji.
So why did I get disconnected? I mean, did you all hear that I completed the shloka explanation?
Yes, we
Okay.
heard you till then, Prabhuji. When you said that you can start reading, at that time you got disconnected.
Yes, please.
I was just checking, Prabhuji, if we can read all the text together and then you'll explain, or one after the other you want. 39, 40, 41, 42. Shall we do off?
Yes,
Okay.
please. We have
Prabhuji.
remaining some 13, 14 minutes.
Yes.
And in between, if I have to speak something on some line, I will say.
You can
and
start.
we will finish.
Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhuji, could you read, Prabhuji?
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Let's have a big round of applause for Krishnamurti Prabhu, right? Wonderful Prabhu, every time you come. And today you have come even forefront, leaving Matajis behind. So I'm very happy about you. Hari. Not that, there is a competition between genders. No. But I want Prabhus also to join this and, equally together, they all have a wonderful journey. Okay.
Prabhuji, if you don't mind, please recite before. I will repeat after you, Prabhuji.
No. You go ahead, because you know what? Don't copy me. You be original. Speak the way Krishna wants you to speak. Use your inner conscience and speak out.
Okay.
Your journey. And when I did the last shloka, you could have seen what I am doing, but don't copy me. There are Matajis who are really singing very well. So adopt to whichever way you feel. Okay,
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Nimittani tatasyeha proktani anaga surabhihi swato jnanam kutah putumsam bhaktir viragyam eva va. Am I right, Prabhuji?
Hari, such a nice. This is your original. This is your original. You don't have to copy anybody. Just be original, what you are, what you were given. Go ahead.
Shall I read the translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ask coordinator. Yeah, you go ahead. Ask coordinator.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Spotless devotees of the Lord have mentioned the source of such knowledge. How could one have knowledge of devotional service and detachment without the help of such devotees? Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, do you want us to read the purport?
If you permit, I will read, Mataji.
Quickly, if somebody can read it.
Yes. Shobha Mataji, could you read?
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Papada Srila Prabhupada. There are many experienced persons who advocate self-realization without the help of a spiritual master. They decry the necessity of the spiritual master and try themselves to take his place by propagating the theory of that a spiritual master is not necessary. Srimad Bhagavatam, however, does not approve this viewpoint. Even the great transcendental scholar Vyasadeva had need a spiritual master, and under the instruction of a spiritual master, Narada, he prepared his sublime literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Even Lord Chaitanya, although he is Krishna himself, accepted a spiritual master. Even Lord Krishna accepted a spiritual master, Santipini Muni, in order to be enlightened, and all the acharyas and saints of the world had spiritual masters. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna accepted Lord Krishna as his spiritual master, although there was no necessity of such a formal declaration. So, in all cases, there is no question about the necessity of accepting a spiritual master. The only stipulation is that the spiritual master should be bona fide. That is, the spiritual master must be in the proper chain of disciplic succession called the Parampara system. Suris are great scholars, but they may not always be Anaka or spotless. The Anaka Suris is one who is a pure devotee of the Lord. Those who are not pure devotees of the Lord or who want to be on an equal level with him are not Anaka Suris. Pure devotees have prepared many books of knowledge on the basis of authorized scriptures. Srila Rupa Goswami and his assistant, under the instruction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, have all written various literatures for the guidance of prospective devotees. And anyone who is very serious about raising himself to the standard of a pure devotee of the law must take advantage of those literatures. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji, and Prabhuji, Hari Bol. Thank you.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Anybody has any doubt here? Very simple and just very self-explanatory. We'll move
Hare
to
Krishna,
the next
Mataji.
sloka.
Hare Krishna, Chandra Mataji, the 40th sloka is not visible. If you could scroll down a bit. Yes, Mataji. Radhika Mataji, you could read the sloka. Sudha Mataji, you can read the translation. Anita Mataji, purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna everybody. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Etan me prachata prashnan Hare karma vivichaya Bhuhi me nasya mitratvat Ajaya nashta chakshushaha. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear
Jai.
sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the past tense of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them all those who have lost their vision. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Vidura put forward many varieties of questions with a view to understanding the principles of transcendental loving service to the Lord. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.41, devotion and service to the Lord is one, and the mind of the devotee is not diverted to the many branches of uncertainties. Situated in that service to the Lord. Sorry for that. Wherein one merges undivertedly. He claimed the friendship of Maitreya Muni not because he was Maitreya's son, but because Maitreya was actually the friend of all who have lost their spiritual vision due to material.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Did you complete, Mataji? I lost you, I think.
Oh, I thought I lost
Yes.
myself.
Yes,
Oh, okay, Mataji. Okay, Mataji. Text 41. Ramakrishna Prabhu, you could recite. Translation.
Yeah, before only 2 are remaining,
Prabhuji.
I want to speak one point here.
Yeah, sure,
Go
Prabhuji,
to the
please
previous. Go to the previous purport. Okay. So I will give a little more discussion, deeper understanding when we finish these shlokas. But I just no, this one, the next one, the 40th. I think this is 39. I want the 40th.
This
Yes.
is 40th, Prabhuji.
This is 40th. Yeah, this
Yes,
one, right? So Vidura put forward many varieties of questions. So you see this line, devotional service to the Lord is one. And the mind of the devotee is not diverted to many branch of uncertainties. See, this is a very big point. Very, very big point, actually. Krishna's one name is Kevalabhyam. One without a second. Often, Srila Prabhupada used to quote this example, and Lord, I don't know if this is Srila Prabhupada's example, sorry, but I have heard so many people giving in the class that you put so many zero and Krishna is the one. Correct? Have you heard this example? You may have all the
Yes,
zeros
yes.
in life, and if there is no one,
Yes.
what is the value of all the zeros? Is zero. Right? One
Yes,
second.
Prabhuji.
I'm getting a phone, so yeah, just put it on mute. So this, please understand this point, and we'll quickly move to the next one. And I'll speak in detail little later. So devotionals, when Krishna is one, Kevalabhyam, one without a second, what does it mean? What do you mean when Krishna is one? And why devotional service is written like devotional service to the Lord is one? It's not numeric one. Think like this. It is also one, but it has several meanings, actually. The meaning of this one comes out in the next line. It says, not diverted to many branches of uncertainties. That means, Krish, and we started reading this in the 38th shloka, where Vidura is asked, where in purport also it is mentioned that one has to ask questions to the spiritual master. And these questions Vidura is asking to Maitra Muni. He's asking the questions. Why? Because he's trying to remove the uncertainty he has in his mind about the Lord. See, sometimes what happens is when we are not in a pakka devotion, right? When we are not in a very mature devotional stage, if something bad happens, I've never done that personally, to be very frank. Never done that. But I know a lot of my relatives and friends, I have spoken to them, and they do that when they are not really fixed in devotion. Is मेरे को ये हो गया मेरे family में. Something problem came in my family. I have stopped going to temple. I will not go to temple till the time this thing is not solved by the Lord. Okay, Krishna, I will not do this for you. I used to make very nice cakes for you, na? I will not make these cakes till the time you don't give me my job back. I was fired in the office today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We are not able to hear you, Prabhuji. I think we again lost you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Sorry,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
I was thrown out. So what I was saying was that Lord will always be single approach towards you. Lord's attitude towards a living entity never changes. If he is your friend, whatever may the circumstances be, he will remain your friend forever till eternity. That means Kevalabhyam, one without a second. If Krishna is saying something to you, he really means it. In the return to such a personality who will not change his words, it's not that he is not entitled to change. He's God. He can actually promise you something and not give you. He's God. He can do that. It's not on that superficial level. It's on a very deep level. That when you know Krishna will never do wrong to me. If we are so deeply situated with Krishna's understanding, that what it means, not diverted to many branches of uncertainties. Uncertainty around my life is not going to hurt me in my devotional service. Any amount of material tribulations and material life cannot disturb me for my firm faith on Krishna, that Krishna chanting 16 rounds, waking up early in the morning, despite whether I have a job or not. Okay, I am sick. Today I'm not able to do, I am in fever. It's okay. Maybe Krishna wants me, he has given me a joblessness, or he's given some property I bought and litigation got filed. There are a lot of things which really are very dangerous in this material world. These are all uncertain times. And also, if you're not strong in your philosophy, somebody comes and says, there is no use of this chanting, and you leave chanting. And you leave ISKCON. Or you leave devotional service. You just left some addiction and you went back to that addiction. That addiction can be of anything. I hope you all are understanding this very important point. So as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.41, devotional service to the Lord is one. It is not multi-branched. It is one constantly, nitya yuktasya yogina, constantly in despite of any circumstances. And it's like a diya burning even in the wind. So you have to be focused on Krishna. Is everybody clear before we move on to 41?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hari, Hari. Let's quickly read 41 and 42 without any,
Ramakrishna Prabhuji, you could read these slokas.
Sarve Vedacha Yajnacha तपोदानानि चानघा जीवा भया प्रदानस्य न कुर्वीरन् कलामपि. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody wants to read the translation? Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll read it, Prabhuji. Oh, spotless one, your answers to all these
Hare
questions.
Krishna.
Grant, yes,
You
Mataji.
can read purport, Mataji. Let Mataji, coordinator Mataji, you read.
Yeah, oh, spotless one, your answers to all these questions will grant immunity from all material miseries. Such charity is greater than all Vedic charities, sacrifices, penances, etc. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Mataji, please go on.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The highest perfectional work of charity is to give people in general immunity for the anxieties of material existence. This can be done only by performing activities in devotional service to the Lord. Such knowledge is incomparable. Cultivation of the knowledge in the Vedas, performance of sacrifice, and distribution of munificent charities are altogether cannot form even a part of the immunity from the pangs of material existence that is gained from devotional service. The charity of Maitreya not only will help Vidura, but due to its universal nature will deliver all others in all times. Thus, Maitreya is immortal. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Maitreya is immortal, and anybody and everybody, all of us are immortal, even living in this life, not only from a soul perspective, but also we are immortal when we speak about Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness is for everybody, and that is the meaning of the word Sanatan, forever, for all. All right, let's have text 42.
Kalpagoli Mataji, you can read the text, sloka. Now, Kishore Mataji, you can read the translation.
Thank you, Mataji. Sri Sukha Vacha Saitham Aprastha Purana Kalpaha Guru Pradena Muni Pradana Pravida Harsa Bhagavad Katyam Sansoti Tam Prahatan Ivaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Sukadeva Goswami said, thus the chief of the sages, who was always enthusiastic about describing topics regarding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, gave the descriptive explanation of the Puranas being so infused by Vidura. He was very much enlightened by speaking on the transcendental activities of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Suma Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Great learned sages like Maitreya Muni are always very enthusiastic about describing the transcendental activities of the Lord. Maitreya Muni, being thus invited by Vidura to speak, appeared to be smiling because he actually felt transcendental bliss.
Yes.
Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Further Inquiries by Vidura. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So it is a wonderful day today. You know, today is Ekadashi, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Okay, and I think it's Indira Ekadashi, and
Yes.
we'll be fast breaking it tomorrow. So such a wonderful day today. We all met and we spoke and we heard about Krishna, and this is really very sublime, and this is very, very game changer for all of us. And this is very, very, isn't it giving some joy in all of our heart? And imagine we are just ending, right? This chapter itself is ending right here. What was written? This chapter is ending today, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so beautiful. All these signs are showing that you devotees are all wonderful, very serious, and don't worry about your age. In spiritual platform, everybody is of the same age. It's just bodily, somebody has come earlier, somebody will go early, and somebody will go late. But eventually, in the soul platform, we are all the same. But having said that, we must respect our elders. If somebody who has come as long as the elder also is, is behaving in the way of an elder. But having said this, anybody wants to share his realization on whatever we have read today? How did you
Hare
feel?
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
What did you learn today? Yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
Prabhuji, it was so nice, Prabhuji. Like the what you said on that, our intention should be one branched, and it should not be many branched. So it is like that Abhilasha should be, because we all have that anarthas and other desires also. Being the mother of kids, and we want them to get good education, good job, and everything. Because as you said, you need to work and you need to feed the family. So likewise, we need to secure their future. Like we can't explain or expect them to come to devotional service when they are so small.
Yes.
So we want them to excel in education and everything. So Prabhuji, those abhilashas are there for us, but the ultimate should be to reach Krishna.
That's okay. Yes.
We have learned that, Prabhuji. So
maybe some years back, now I'm being a father of a 14-year-old boy, 13 to 14-year-old boy. Maybe probably 14 years, I would have not been fit enough to answer this. And I, being some of you may have 20, 25, 30 years of kid also in life. Did you all lose me? I mean, you are able to hear?
No, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
And now I think we have all done. So I'm just sharing my realization. Please, have you seen me always telling all of you that, knowing that some of you are senior in age out here, I am 24 years in Krishna consciousness. Doesn't mean that I know everything, So, but I always say something to everybody: be original. Now, what do you mean by original? Means that go slow. You cannot gate crash to Krishna. Please remember this. Gate crashing क्या होती है? एक घर है. There is a house, and I'm supposed to enter in the house finally. And the owner of my house is my father, who has said that you have done something wrong, my dear boy. Go out of the house, stay outside in the sun for some time, and come back and try to learn what mistake you have done. What happened once Chanakya punished his disciple Chandragupta Maurya, when he was not Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, he was not the ruler of the planet. So Chanakya selected this boy, and during a conversation, Chanakya noticed that although among all his students, Chandragupta was really very right in his answer. But when he noticed, being a guru, he's very subtle. He noticed that he's trying to answer this with little ahankar. So he didn't like it. He said, "You are right." And he said, he applauded him in front of everybody. When everybody went away, he called Chandragupta and he said, "You were right with your answer." He said, "Yes, my lord, my Gurudev, my Acharya. Yes, I was right, and thank you. But you know what? I want to punish you for something." He says, "What?" Actually, he had given his students some game of attacking a kingdom, and Chandragupta and his friends were supposed to protect that kingdom in the game. And there were enemies who were attacking. So he used a Kootaniti. Chandragupta used a very clever way of making the bridge fall down. And he could have done that, but in the game he did that, and he was very impressed that, oh, Chandragupta. And that is why among the students, he made him the Chandragupta, the ruler of the Bharatvarsha. So he noticed that there is some puffingness. So he made him, what punishment he gave him? He told Chandragupta, go out in the sun and under a tree, and it was an autumn season, the trees will shed its leaf from morning till evening without having water. You just go and catch the leaves. They should not fall on the ground. That was his punishment. He cannot sleep, and there was one observant servant kept to see that how much he performed. He performed very, very well over there. And when Chandragupta came in front of Chanakya, Chanakya said, "What did you learn?" He said, "I learned to focus in life. One, my guru has punished me. I must complete my punishment. I should have complete faith in my guru that he has given me the correct punishment." He didn't tell him that he has ahem in his life, or he was answering with a lot of ahankara. He didn't say that. He didn't even tell him what was his problem. He just punished Chandragupta. Chandragupta went from morning till evening. What did he do? He was feeling tired, but he saw leaf falling. He was running and catching the leaf in the cloth, but not letting that leaf fall on the ground. And he excelled in that. He came back and he said, "I think, why did I punish you?" He said, "I don't know, what is the reason of your punishment? I understood one thing. I have learned to be focused." Exactly. And then he said, "I noticed that you were focused in answering, putting this kootaniti while playing the game. I was happy, but I felt you had such pride. So I made you focus more in the purpose of your purpose of your action, rather than, and then when you are so focused, automatically you will have no time to show ahankara." If we are very much focused on Krishna consciousness, we will never feel, "Oh, we are such devotees and they are not at all devotees, so they are." No, don't think. Come out of this feeling. So this is what means one. Krishna's devotional service and Lord is one, and his devotional service is one. Means completely focused. This material life is a punishment to us. Please take it for granted. Dukhalem ashashvatam. Samsara dwara lalalida loka. Tanaya ganaya karunya gana ganatvam. Okay. This is a punishment to us. How do I take it? By singly focus, this punishment is for my benefit. Oh, Krishna, I am born in such a body. I am not able to wake up early in the morning. And this is my closing comments for this class. I know it's 10:45, but please hear them. I most of the times pray for myself. Oh, Krishna, I don't know what mistake I did when I was with you. I have done some mistake somewhere. Please give me the power to focus and accept this supreme truth. I literally did some mistake against you. That is why I'm getting this punishment today. And I know you are helping me by not getting severely punished. Although my mother is down with 4th stage of cancer, her hands don't have veins left. All hand is swollen, my dear devotee friends. And yet I see her and I cry that, every day she has to take chemo medicines. And this is not only case of my mother. Anybody who goes through this has to go for that pain. But believe me, this is all what we have to go through. Some punishment I have done, or I have done some karma. My mother is facing all this. And what my mother has done in some janma, she has done some sinful activity that she's going through this. This is the right knowledge. There is no other way out. You have to not to supremely blame yourself, but in this current material life, if you have to be focused on Krishna, you have to put this one thing very clear in your mind. We are punished in this world. However good looking you are, more good looking than any actor and actress in the world, you are better singing than Lata Mangeshkar, you are better in cricket than Tendulkar, you are better in anything than everybody else. Yet you are serving a punishment statement. Unless you are an arrangement of the Lord, like a spiritual master, or the Goswamis, or some people who are, or you are one of the eternal servitors of the Lord. We don't know who is who in this group where we are meeting today. But please, please, please This important line that Lord is one and his devotional service is one means we don't have to be multi-branched. Just think that this, whatever bad is happening with me today, whatever good is happening with me today, it is going to be behind one day. Anybody is clapping for you, don't worry, that claps will finish one moment. Then this dukkha which you are undergoing will end one day. It's not going to be continuing forever. You will not be punished forever. You are doomed forever. No. In fact, Krishna is just a thought away from us. Krishna is just a tear away from us. Krishna is just a smile away from us. Krishna is just Krishna away from us. He is not even away from us. He is within our heart. Krishna is Krishna. He is the one you can always think upon as the supreme most last reservoir of support. He is the one who will come to you in an atomic precision at the time when you will need him the most. And believe me, none of us have gone through a situation where we have thought like, Krishna, ab to kuch nahi ho sakta, nothing can be done. Krishna, please come and save me. ऐसा अभी तक नहीं हुआ है हमारे में से किसी के साथ, क्योंकि अगर अब तक ऐसा हो जाता तो none of us would have been here. Because the moment Krishna comes in front of us, we have to leave and go with him. That means we have still not learned. We have still not learned, Prabhuji, Mataji, to be single focused to Krishna. Tachashaha kalapum shakrishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. Bhagwan hai tu Krishna, you are supreme. I must focus on you, whatever be the case in this world. Somebody has faith on me or no faith on me, doesn't matter. I know you have faith on me. कोई मुझे समझता है, कोई नहीं समझता, प्रभु तुम तो समझते हो. इसीलिए अपने आंसू सिर्फ प्रभु को दिखाइए और किसी को. Weep in front of Krishna and nobody else, or your guru, or a senior devotee whom you really worry and whom you really admire. With these wonderful words, I give back the moment of class back to you. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. Hoping to see you again very soon. Thank you so much for the wonderful examples quoted. And let's all pray for Mataji once. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Prabhuji, I think Ramakrishna Prabhuji
Krishna,
has a
Prabhuji.
question. He has raised his hand. Could you take it, Prabhuji? Could you take this question?
It's 10:49. Is it okay to take a question?
Yes. Quickly,
Maybe a quick
Prabhuji.
question.
Just one question.
If I am able
Yes,
to answer.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. In the purport 40 and 41, there is a one word, Anaga.
Anaga Surya.
Yeah.
Suri.
Yeah. Anaga Surya, and one more time they mention Anaga. The meanings I mean, Anaga, what is the meaning of Anaga? Is it the singless people?
No, so Anagha, so you read out the entire sentence?
Yeah. Could you please screen share it?
You read out the entire sentence. The pure devotee is a Anagha Suri, right?
Yeah.
Read out that sentence.
Mataji, can you screen share it?
Just 1 second, Prabhuji.
'39 sloka. Suris are great scholars, but they may not always be Anaga or spotless. The Anaga Suri is one who is pure devotee of the Lord. Those who are not pure devotees of the Lord, or who want to be on equal level with him. with him are not anagasuri. Pure devotees have prepared many books of knowledge on the basis of authorized scriptures. Srila
Okay.
Rupa Goswami and his assistants.
Okay. So Suris are great scholars, but may not always be anagha or spotless. Very simple. See, can somebody do a word meaning of Hindi in anagha also? I know it's a beautiful word which means spotless, but
Sure.
let's read out other meanings of the word anagha also. Yeah. And then we'll come back to this. So he says, Suris are great scholars, but they not be anagha. See, scholarship here comes to some proficiency, right? Proficiency, right? But not necessarily that a person who is proficient is anagha, means spotless. That's what they are saying. So being a scholar on some subject is okay. You know the acquired knowledge. But are you self-realized? Are you having that self-realized knowledge? So there is a difference between an acquired knowledge and somebody tells you, right, erudite, right? You speak out that knowledge what you have gained. So you learned something and you spoke on some platform like TED Talk and all other places where we go. We see so many people talking about God. Okay. And they're talking about God in a very genuine way. Let's stick to God only. So there are many Suris, many scholars who can talk about God. But can you say that they are spotless? I'll give you an example. I was going in a Panihatti festival from Bangalore to Gosai Ghat. Okay. I don't know how many of you are from Bangalore. So in some place, we all had stopped because they had arranged for some prasadam in the bus and, natural call and all that, okay, take some rest, stretch out. Somebody wants to go for some visiting restroom or something, but they had arranged some petrol pump kind of some place, and where near the petrol pump, there were a lot of shops. I saw one person who was, and there was a small shop which was selling lot of Ganesh ji ki murti, idol of Ganesh ji, and so many other things were there. And this gentleman, believe me, was looking and talking to somebody and telling that, you know what, you have made very nice Ganesh ji, but you could have used this color, that color. And he was actually making Ganesh ji murti. And so he was sounding very, I was also noticing him. And then he started telling, should make Krishna blue and all that. Okay. All that I saw that gentleman. And I went and I saw, and I also thought, something is there which I can buy and, gift it to somebody related to Krishna. But I just went acquisitively, and I saw this gentleman telling the shop owner, you should put this color, and then next time I'll come, I'll buy this and that. Take my number and I'll tell you. After I went to have the prasadam and then I washed my hands, I came out, I saw this gentleman smoking. The same gentleman. Even not from our community, okay, not community in the sense from our practicing, but he was somebody in the crowd. There were many people who come to the petrol pump. Got my point?
Yes.
I saw him to be a scholar. Later on, he was not spotless. He was what he was doing, smoking. Prabhuji, there are many people I will show you who consume non-veg. But the moment they start talking about and they drink and they say, I will drink little, I will smoke little, because drinking little is very good for health. They can prove you as if they have read some sort of scriptural evidence, and they will say, Peena to bahut achhi baat hai baba, thoda piyo mast raho. They appear to be scholars, Prabhu, but we don't know, Prabhuji, what they are doing in their personal lives. So that means spotlessness. Anagasuri is one who is a pure. So Suris are scholars, but they not be anagha or spotless. But scholars will. But here the anagha. So can you read that line? Anagasuri is one who is
who is pure devotee of the Lord.
And those who are not pure devotees of the Lord or who want to be an equal level with him are not Anagasuri. So now you go and see the meaning of the word Anagha.
Yes, Prabhuji, it means sinless, faultless, uninjured.
So here it is written, Suris are great scholars, but they may not always be Anaga or spotless. Okay, so please remember, this Anagha is separate from Suri. So Suri means he's a scholar, but he cannot be Anagha, he cannot be spotless. But if he's in devotional service, so he's speaking what he's preaching, what he's practicing, then he's Anagha, he's spotless.
Here in this case, it's a Maitreya is Anaga. That is the reason Vidra is.
That is why Krishna is. Yes. It is not only that way. It is not only in one case. He did that with Krishna does this with many people. Actually, sometimes you have some questions and you hear somebody's class, that person answers without asking that question, and you say, Prabhuji, I heard something, it was going in my mind and you answered me. These are all examples of spotless devotees who are used as the medium. And I can give you one Shastra example, very famous example is our Yudhishthira went and heard the entire Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, but Krishna didn't let him understand it. He was telling, but he didn't let Yudhishthira understand it. Then he purposely did that because he already taught to Arjuna. There is a reason, very deep reason why he didn't let that happen to. They say, some classes I've heard, that Arjuna was more dependent on Krishna than even Yudhishthira. Okay, he was more eager to hear and more submissive. Then, not that Yudhishthira was not submissive, but he was even more qualified in terms of the submissiveness. And that's why, and he was very close, his friend also. But he sent him, to another Anagasuri, who is one of the Mahajanas, Bhishma Pitama. So Bhishma Pitama then repeated the same Bhagavad Gita to Yudhishthira, and then Yudhishthira understood. Then his depression of killing so many, because all the 4 brothers were very happy that they killed so many people, and they were very happy because they did it for their brother. But the burden of the war lied in the head of the person who was wearing the mukut. And who was he? Yudhishthira. So right, there is a saying, the burden of the kingdom lies to the head which wears the crown. Have you heard that? So same principle worked on Yudhishthira. He was wearing the crown to be the king of the planet. The war was fought for him to be on the throne. Naturally, the burden of why he did that act came to him. To clear that doubt, he went to Krishna. Krishna diverted him to, because he didn't want him to, he wanted to glorify Bhishma Pitama. So he sent to another devotee who was the Anagasuri, who is a pure devotee of the Lord, and who can be other than Bhishma Pitama, although he fought as an enemy to Krishna.
Yes.
And now you know that he was putting arrows to Krishna and put the blood out from the Krishna's body. And he literally hit Krishna on his chest. And he's literally injured Krishna. But Krishna was taking it as how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, it was as love bites. Love bites. He says this, Vishwanath Chakravarti. Love bites he took. And that is the relationship. That's how glorious Krishna is. So Krishna is beyond any discussion of spot and spotlessness. Yet he gives chance to his devotees to get clarified. Is this clear with you?
Yes, Prabhu, it's wonderful. Wonderful example.
You understood. So this is the reason of why being a devotee is so good, is that when you read something, you are automatically able to hear these things from different angles. I know some devotees who can teach you same thing from 4 different angles. and 4 different examples. So we also, you, me, Ramakrishna Prabhu and Ramakrishna Prabhu, right?
Yes.
We all have to get that proficiency, Prabhuji, that we should be able to answer. I could only relate. I know 1 or 2 more examples. But we should become so proficient and try to learn so much that from 4 angles, 4 examples we should get. But because of the paucity of time, right, we have already short the time ahead.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thanks so much.
I hope it made
Thank
some
you so
sense.
much, Prabhuji. We'll end the class with your permission, Prabhuji. Prashanti Mataji, I'm so sorry we are delayed. You could probably put the question in the group. I'll forward it to Prabhuji and get your answer.
I'll put a voice message in the ICF group.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. We'll end the session with Vaishnav Pranam, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo ananta koti vaishnav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. With your permission, shall I end the session, Prabhuji?
Yes.